You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this: either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
No.
So I like
you like to be hugged by the sugar walls. You like to be
hugged. Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, J. Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's the right there, J. Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like
Kerry K set in the blaze, sagging. Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Kerry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Yo. Going on? What's going on?
We back at it. We back at it like a craftmatic.
Cartoon characters here.
Is J. Roman frozen?
Yeah, he was. I thought it was just me. Miles, I wasn't gonna say nothing just in case I was zagging. I'm gonna wait.
Am I frozen?
No, you're good now. No, but when he first hit the switch, you was locked in on one frame.
I see y'all put the cartoon characters and gave me the big eyes. You know,
it wasn't.
I got shades on, man. Shades.
Hey, I just hit the button and it did what it did. And Mr. Justin said something about it too, and I'm like, damn, his eyes do look big and shit. And he froze again, and you got the mouth open. That don't look right. Close your mouth, nigga. Anyway, so.
Okay, so yeah, I was going to the YouTube thing. That's it frees me. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So no, I'm just mixing it up a little bit.
And they made my mustache really big. I don't, it's all right though. I still look swaggy.
Yeah. So man, hey, real quick, we got something for y'all. Women only become accountable when men enforce boundaries, right? And shout out to Miles and Lucario. Y'all did the live joint yesterday, and I'll be getting ideas when y'all be doing live joints. I can't even front. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, before we get off into this, Miles, you got anything you want to shout out? J. Roman, same thing.
Yeah, real quick, man. Guys, make sure you go to Cunningham Elements and get your soaps, get your colognes, masculine identity, eau de parfum, masculine identity, eau de parfum sport. And then also for those that are supporters of the soap, I do have the Tom Ford Effin' Fabulous inspired soap back on deck. So make sure you guys go to Cunningham Elements and cop that. They are ready for your consumption. So make sure you guys go over there. Of course, it's a limited batch. So, first come, first serve. It is what it is. All right. So make sure y'all get y'all stuff, man. Appreciate y'all. Of course, go to Shop Lucario. Make sure you get your dating consultation with Lucario in April, and get all the other programs over there, like the vetting process program and all that other shit, man. And appreciate you guys. Appreciate the panel. Shout out to J. Roman and K. Zaggin. And yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, like always, Zag, appreciate you having me on here. For those who have taken advantage and tried to contact me for some consultation, thank you very much. I am very, very busy during the week. So thank you for the patience. And, I do respond back, but it might not be the exact day that you send me a note or anything like that. But, we'll work it out. We'll make it happen. We'll go from there. For any consultations, you can always contact me at jromanway@gmail.com. Just email me and we'll go from there. And let's get the show started, Zach. I'm curious what we got today.
There we go. So real quick, shout out to Danny P and to Mark Tavius for the Cash App and the PayPal donations.
Yes.
And there was no free calls included. So those were just donations for them supporting the show. So guys, $5 for a call, $10 for a story. We good with the calling line, Miles?
Yeah, let me turn those on right now. I appreciate the reminder. Let's get it.
1-8, guys, call in 1-844. I gotta remember that. All right, 672-7300. 1-844-672-7300. If you have a question, put a capital Q, right? Followed by your question, right? And guys, before y'all look, I'm allergic to stupidity, right? So, guys, before you ask your question, make sure it's well thought out, right? And just make it make sense. It doesn't have to necessarily be on point with the title, but just make sure your question is coherent and that it's thought out. Just think it out, right? Let me shout out some people before we get off into this. Shout out to Wicked Scorpion. Who else we got up in here? Danny P, Dukalux, what's good with you? Jillian, I saw her up in here. Appreciate you, baby girl. Phoenix Smiles was good. Mark Tavius was good. Again, appreciate the super chat. Frankie Shy. Lou from the 0410, my brother from Africa. What's good with you? Amon Poems. I know your real name. I know who you really are. It's all good though. You know what I'm saying? BP. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got up in here? Hey, if I don't shout out your name, don't get offended. AC 3074. I don't know how to pronounce that shit. I don't give a fuck. Shout out to you, Teflon Dom, June Sports. If I forgot anybody, it wasn't on purpose. Don't get all upset. These NUTTs, shout out to you too, bro. So there's a couple of points I want to make, right? Again, guys, when we talk about women only become accountable when men enforce boundaries. You know, on the internet, there's a lot of guys talking about how, you know, women aren't held accountable and how women need to hold other women accountable. There's a viral video, and if someone has it, you know, we can go ahead and play it. But there's a video of Clavicle, Cario's favorite home. Yeah. There's a video of him. He's talking to a girl on the street, and she's with a guy. So the girl's like she's on a date, or so I don't know if the guy's her boyfriend or if they're on a date. I don't know which one it is, but she's with a guy and she's with one of her friends. So Clavicle is with his little posse, a little group, and he walks up to the girl, and you can tell the girl is a little enamored, a little curious, to the point where she's almost forgetting about the guy that she's with. So the guy is kind of like looking at her like, why you all up in Clavicle's face? So her homegirl like grabs her, like, what are you doing? Like pulls her away. Like she's pulled away. I mean, pulling her away. But the girl don't want to be pulled away. She wanna be, you know, in old boy's face. So even with that, when we talk about women, quote unquote, being accountable, the guy that was with her should have just walked off. Right? See, guys, when we talk about holding women accountable, how you hold women accountable is you dismiss them when they don't move right. That's how you hold them accountable. The problem with guys, and I'm seeing a lot of this on the internet, where guys are complaining about the behaviors of women. They're complaining about how women dress. They're complaining about things like that. And my thing is, why does she have access to you if she's moving in a way that displeases you? Right? To the guys, how you hold women accountable is you don't argue with them about their behaviors. You simply remove them from your life. Y'all want to speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, so we definitely have to remember that our time and attention and energy that's the valuable thing, right? Because we can't get time back. Right. And where we put our energy is also a function of time, and we cannot get that back. Right. You could make more money. You could remake a bunch. You can make material things again and again, but you can't get back your time. And so when it comes to holding women accountable, like for me, I don't even believe in female accountability. I believe that the accountability falls all on the man, and therefore it's up to the man to choose based on if him and the woman is aligned, right? He has to make a choice and decide, okay, does she get any more of my time? Does she get any more of my attention? Right? Because females are gonna do what they're gonna do. You understand? Females change like the weather, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So it's not about, to me, it's not about a woman being accountable. It's more about me paying attention and having awareness and understanding that I must know what I need to do when a woman starts to behave in a way that is not aligned with what I'm trying to do or my masculine identity. So to me, it's like, it's not really that the female is accountable or not. It's really just me being accountable for how I want things to go down. And if they're not going down the way I want them to go down, then I have to remove myself from the situation. And that's where my accountability comes in as a man.
You got it, Jay?
I'm just going to take it back to the same sort of, I don't want to say rhetoric, but the same sort of statement we make all the time. The game ain't really about women. It's about you. So here you are, this is just a plain proof that it's not about her. It's not about what she's doing. It's about how you react and what you do and the standards you have for yourself.
Yeah.
And when that happens, that's an easy consequence, right? Like, you so enamored by somebody all in their face. I'm up and I'm walking away. You might not even get a ride wherever. If I drove, you might not even get a ride back, because apparently you're so enamored with this person that you didn't even notice that your ride left. And that's basic 101 if you rode somewhere with somebody, right?
Right.
So it's just one of those things. But man, what's tripping me out right now is just Teflon Don. I had a homie 15 years ago named Teflon Don. He was a Q dog, went to the Battle of the Sands with him in LA. It's been a long time since I heard that name. Made me think about my partner. Man, you better be, the gang better be within you with the name like Teflon Don. That was it, man. You just, but you said Teflon Don earlier, right? Like, I'm looking. Okay,
yeah, he's up in there. Real quick, shout out to Richard Parker for the 1999. Appreciate you, bro. And I just want to point this out as well, right? Because again, and both of you alluded to it earlier, the game is not about women, it's about the man, right? And this is what guys don't understand. Like, when guys say shit like, oh, women need to hold each other accountable, I want guys to understand, when you and that woman are dealing with each other, do you think she's thinking about what her friend said? No. What she's thinking about is how she perceives you. Guys got to remember, how a woman treats you or how a woman interacts with you is based on how she views you or how she perceives you. So even if her homegirl said, you're wrong for that, you're wrong for talking to that other guy while you was with this guy, the girls be like, he's a pussy though. He didn't say nothing. He was letting it go down, right? So what guys don't understand is that women will always treat you based on how they perceive you to be. So if they perceive you to be a pushover or someone who's soft, inevitably you're going to get treated as such. Even if a woman typically doesn't mistreat men, eventually being around you is going to sicken her, right? And I guarantee you there are women right now who their default setting is not mistreating men. But when they get around a weak guy, one of two things happens. They stop fucking with the guy because they can't stand it. Or eventually they start to disrespect and mistreat that guy, right? Because he don't respect himself. You cannot be a guy who lacks boundaries and standards and expect women to show up and behave themselves consistently. Okay? It's not going to happen. It's kind of like a job, right? If nobody is checking to see what time you come back from your breaks, if nobody is checking to see what time you come back from your lunches, that 30-minute lunch is going to turn into 45 minutes. That 15-minute break is going to turn into, that's just human nature, right? You just take advantage of lax policies. That's with anything. You take advantage of lax policies. So if you're dealing with women, inevitably women are going to do the same. And let me just say this real quick, and we all alluded to it earlier. The only real way to hold women accountable is to give them something structured to follow. Right. Accountability doesn't come from arguing with the chick about what she's doing or complaining or bitching or trying to quote unquote correct her behavior. No, it comes from standards, boundaries, and controlled access. What does that mean? Controlled access. That means whatever access you give to the woman is based on conditions. He has to meet certain conditions. The problem with guys, a real quick example, and I know everybody has heard this, where a guy is dealing with a chick and she dresses a certain way and he still dates her anyway.
Right.
And then he complains about how she dresses later, right? Like after his feelings get involved, then he's like, I never really liked the way you dress. I really don't like that. And the thing of it is, when you first started dealing with her, you always had an issue with it. You just felt like you didn't have the quote unquote influence to say anything because she wasn't someone you was fucking with seriously. But now that your feelings are involved, now you want to speak to what she's doing, and it's too late. It's too late, because what it looks like to her is, why are you trying to change me? That's what it looks like to her. Why are you trying to change me? Because for months, you didn't say anything about how I was dressing. But now that we kicking it, our feelings have been made known to each other. Now you're speaking to it. There's another video going around. I think it's called The Desirable Truth. You know what I'm saying? He has a big following on Facebook, where there's a couple. It's a young couple in their 20s. And the woman is dressed very provocatively. And the guy interviewing is speaking to that. And then the guy's like, well, she knows I don't like the fact that she dresses like this. And then the girl said, when you met me, you didn't have a problem with it.
Right.
And that's where it comes in. So when we talk about accountability, boundaries and parameters need to be set from the very beginning, right? So, and all that means is this: if women are moving in a way that's not, appeasing to you, why do you give her access?
Exactly.
So a real quick example, and I'll pass it back to y'all. If you have a problem, let's say for the sake of argument, you fucking with a stripper, just as an example. And you're like, man, I really can't, fuck with no stripper seriously who's actively stripping. My thing is, okay, then cool. Keep it casual then. The problem is most guys have tender dicks and they're sucker for love guys. So, but a lot of guys, and a lot of guys listening, a lot of you guys are guilty of this, where you go into it saying, man, I'm just going to fuck her a couple times. Man, I ain't going to take this girl serious. And then after about once or twice, you're like, I don't want nobody else fucking her but me. Right. Now, all of a sudden, you want to clink, clink, clink. You want to cuff her. And then you want to go about having her change these things that you don't like. And by that time, there is no structured situation for her to follow. She's just existing in your world without clear direction.
Strippers give a lot of gifts, man. It's kind of hard to, they pop up with Nikes and whatever jacket you said you like.
I sent the link to you, Mr. Justin. I'm my bad. Go ahead, Jerry.
No, I'm just messing with you because you use the example of strippers. So my couple of occasions with strippers, they just give a lot of gifts, man. A
lot of disposable income.
Yeah, they're very attentive, very attentive.
Look, so strippers need love too, bro. Strippers, they're people too. Look. I'm not a strip club junkie like that, but back when I was young, I'll fuck with a couple of strippers and some cocktail waitresses. I prefer the cocktail waitresses myself, right? But I did my thing with them. But as I was saying earlier, me personally, I would never seriously date a woman who's actively stripping. A former stripper, we good. Y'all got it.
All right, 447. You're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Hello, everyone. It's Samuel here from Birmingham, UK. You all right, Zach? You all right, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, man? Where did you send it, or do we have a free call? No
free calls.
I sent $5 to Zach.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right, that's what's up. All right, go ahead, man. What's your name, age, city, or how old are you?
I'm 30. It's me, Samuel. I'm a
UK.
Zach's my coach. I'm a regular client.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Hold on. Let me just properly. So basically, what's going on is my baby mum, right? She's currently moving at the moment.
I remember you.
So she wants me to help her. She wants me to help her move. I helped her yesterday, but she wants me to help her again today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just want to know. I don't want to get used.
What? Hey, what was your name again? Go ahead, Zach. It's your client. I'll let
Samuel. No, I just want to ask him. So, whenever someone is asking for your assistance, you need to set the boundaries for what you're willing to do. So, a real quick example, like let's say you have a family member, they're going through a tough time, and I'm like, man, look, can I borrow a couple of dollars? They're about to turn off my electricity, and they tell you, it's like 300. Like, I got 100 for you, right? You establish what you're gonna do, so that way they know you're not gonna do any more than that. See, you didn't do that, right? That's why she's asking you for help again, because you never established, hey, I'm gonna do this one thing for you. Don't call me no more about this. You got to establish that so she understands. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Are you the only one helping her move? Like, are you trying to move like heavy furniture and shit?
No, it's just boxes really. And what it is, she's got a brother that's helping her put the boxes in the car, but I'm the only one that drives. Even today, she told me, if you can't come, I'll get a taxi 2-3 times. I said, go ahead. She goes, can't I just wait till tomorrow for you to be free? So she tried to manipulate me.
No. She's not manipulating you, because she's telling you what she's doing. She's telling you, hey, I don't want to pay for no taxis. I want to use your ass for free. She's telling you what she's doing. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So it was a brother that was helping you move, not like a boyfriend or anything like that, right?
Yeah, it's her brother. Yeah.
Okay, now was she moving to a boyfriend or somebody else's spot?
No, so the housing association is kicking her out for her to move into another spot.
Okay, so I'm going to help her move. And there's a couple things. You said your baby mom, so you guys have a child together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's your legacy right there. I'm going to help her move to make sure my legacy is comfortable and in the spot that they're in. Now, I'm going to take this situation case by case, right? So if I'm not going to be helping you move with your boyfriend right there, I'm not going to be helping you move. I'm moving you into your boyfriend's house. What I will do is say, hey, I'll watch the little one. I'll watch our child, so you can move easily without dealing with that. But besides that, I wouldn't help. But if there's nobody involved, then I'm helping, because I'm going to put my child first above everything. And a lot of times, we want to, like, what's the reasoning for not helping her move? Because the only reason why y'all are connected is because of the child.
Well, we're not connected. I mean, she lets me hit it every now and then, but you know.
You see, right, stop right there. Stop right there. This is why she thinks she has a free line to you, because you still fucking. You got it, Jay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm all about our children, our legacy. We bring them in this world, and then we put them in fucked up situations and stuff, and then want to walk away and say, because I'm unhappy. What do you think they are? We're having no choice. So, I give a lot of onus to the children, and I know other people don't. They be like, you got to be happy and stuff like that. They had no choice in what we put them through, and we put them through a lot. And then we expect them to be okay, because we say, oh, kids are resilient. They'll find their way. We're supposed to be looking out for them. So this is not an argument for me.
Yeah,
this is a situation for me. This is me just helping her move and being done with it.
Nobody else. I mean, yeah, she could catch a taxi. I mean, I helped her yesterday, but I think when comes the point, I understand Zag is absolutely right. I should have established it from the beginning. I'm willing to do this, but that's it. That's what I should have done. But
this is how you could have controlled it. You could have said, hey, I'll help you move today, but not tomorrow. I need everything boxed up, lined up, and ready.
See,
I don't want to waste any of my time.
Damn it.
So when I get there, I need your brother to basically have a box in hand, putting it in the vehicle, and we do that. We get all the boxes there, and that's it. You don't need me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is I'm due for a haircut. Her brother told me, oh, can you drop me to the barber's with you, so we both get a haircut together? So,
what does the brother got to do with anything, man? That's man on man. Do you want to take him to the barbershop or not? That has nothing to do with her. We try to group all this stuff together. Like, it's so emotional with these women.
Let me ask him a question. Sam, how come these individuals don't have automobiles? What's up with them?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
See, we have automobiles.
And real quick, and I'll pass it because I know Miles and Mr. Justin want to speak. Let me just say this real quick, because I had an ex-girlfriend that was moving in with me one time years ago. And to your point, Jay Roman, she wanted me to help. I said, look, she had a brother. And I said, look, I want everything boxed the fuck up. I'm not moving no heavy shit. I'm not lifting nothing, right? Except for some boxes. So I want everything boxed up, taped up, stacked up. And you got me from this time to this time on this day, and that's it. If there's any shit that you would need me to do later, it ain't gonna happen. You got me from this 3 hour, 4 hour, whatever window I gave her on this day only. That's the only time you got me for, right? And guys, and see the reason, Samuel, something tells me the reason why you're not putting your foot down is because you think she's gonna cut off access to that coochie, don't you?
No, of course he does. I don't care about that. What it is, because I've got a baby.
Are you sure?
Oh, you won't help me. You've got a daughter with me, and you know I'm worried about her not cutting off the access to see my daughter.
Because you're not saying those things. You're not being a leader.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. She wouldn't have to say. She wouldn't have to use the child to get you to do anything if you already had the child in mind in the first place. And I'm not talking about being a sucker. See, the thing is, you guys like to be on the sucker side of things and then blame. I can always tell that because you start blaming the woman for everything you did. And that just lets me know, oh, I'm on the sucker side of things. Because you don't even take accountability for your own actions. She shouldn't have to say you have a child with me. She should already know that, hey, I got a guy. We're not together, but man, he's a great father. He'll do anything for his child within reason.
Yeah.
Right. So you should say, yeah, I'll come help you. No problem. Between this time and this time, make sure everything is ready. A young lady asked me to move. I went to go help her. She was not ready. So I left. I told her, you're not ready.
Yeah.
And because I set it up and said something beforehand, she already knew that I was going to leave. Because when I hit the door, she looked at me like, and I said, yeah, you ain't ready, huh?
It's like today's show. You're talking about boundaries, and I've noticed when you put boundaries down, it gives them the time to reflect. Oh, hold on, he's not no sucker. He's not going to jump when I tell him to jump. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's very important to establish those boundaries from the beginning.
Well, if it's very important, how come you ain't doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't know. I just learned that today. But thanks to you guys, man.
Hey, we don't know what we don't know, but when we know it, then you go from there. So, but you seem to have a problem with putting boundaries for yourself. So that's you get stepped on a lot. I could tell that a lot, man.
She can't use you. You've got a child together. I was like, anyone can use you if you let them. You know, it doesn't matter what relationship you have.
Well, real quick. This is what I would say. Real quick, I wouldn't say that she's using you. I wouldn't say that, right? So is she like holding the child over your head? Like, if you don't help me, I'm gonna play baby keep away. Did she tell you that?
No, but she says, "Oh, you're not helping me. You've got a daughter with me. Do it for your daughter."
Okay, but Sam, but she's not giving you an ultimatum. She's not saying if you don't do this, I'm gonna do this. She's just shaming you. That's all she's doing is shaming you and shit, right?
Yeah, so I mean, when I haven't helped her,
Sam, listen.
You're a shit dad. You don't help me.
Sam, listen.
Yeah.
Listen. In your own head, you created this thing in your head about what she might do. Right? You are allowing her shaming you. You're allowing that to get to you. Right? All you have to do when she says, "Oh, you have a baby," you don't gotta respond. Like, is she texting you this shit or you talking on the phone while she's doing this?
Yeah. So it's over the phone.
Y'all got it, man.
What are you not doing that she says you're not doing?
So basically, she hasn't done it so far, but I know later on she'll be like, "You couldn't even help me. You couldn't even help me for your daughter." I mean, what I'm trying to say is...
No. I want you to listen to the question that I'm asking you. Okay. We understand she's saying you're not helping, but with what?
Yeah.
What is she saying that you're not helping with?
Packing.
Whoa. She wants you to go over there and put some shit in boxes with her? She wants you to help her pack shit?
Yeah.
Oh, she done lost her mind.
Y'all relationship is not defined, and that's because of you. Because you're doing more than just going over there and stroking her now.
Like, I'm 6 foot tall. I'm a lot bigger and stronger than her. She can't lift no boxes or put things in boxes. It's not my problem.
She can pack boxes. You don't have to lift heavy things to fill a box. It's the moving of the boxes that's the issue.
She's like 5'1" and like she's not that. You know what I mean?
You're missing a lot of points, and I don't understand why. If you're actually really listening, because we actually said nothing about height and strength.
Right.
That's not.
I think that caller. I think that you. I don't think she makes you feel obligated. I think you make you feel obligated.
Facts.
Yeah. And that's just all this stuff is stuff that you're doing in your head to your own head. The best advice is to what I'm sorry, whoever said it was about having control over your time, and just say, hey, listen, I'm happy to help you out in whatever capacity. I'm available from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and that's it. And when 4 o'clock hits, it's like, hey, I'll see you later. Good luck with your move. Let me know when you get settled, and we can work out like this child schedule or whatever the fuck you got to do.
Yeah.
You're not responsible for her, right? The only woman that we're responsible for is the woman that has willfully chosen to be under our leadership. That's it.
Yeah.
Not counting family, like blood. That's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
And real quick, caller, and listen up. And Juliana said it. Since you already up there yesterday, why not just offer to take the baby? See, that right there, right, is actually the most prudent thing to do. But like, yo, I'm going to take the baby. I'm going to spend some quality time with my child while you, your brother, and whoever else you get is moving, right? You could have just did that, right? Because that in and of itself is useful. Getting the baby out of the way. I'm doing my duty as a father. I'm getting my child, right? So you can do your thing and move. Why not do that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Sam, this is what you're not understanding, right? You are a grown man. Okay? And what that means is whenever you have challenges or things arise, you find a solution. You're not finding a solution. Instead, you and your ex, y'all going back and forth, probably kind of like how y'all used to when y'all was together. Same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, caller.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys.
You got any other questions?
Oh, Miles, I wanted to ask you, do you ship to the UK? Your products?
I do.
Okay. I'll order some things tonight then.
Okay, yeah. Get on Cunningham Elements and put your order in. Definitely.
So I'm guessing it's extra money for the shipping and that.
Oh yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's more expensive than in the US, obviously. Yep.
Sorry, Zag. Last question. Your prices are going up for your coaching. How are they going up by quite a lot, or?
No, to me, it's not a lot. But when you
business shit should be taken care of on the back.
Exactly.
End.
Yeah, we're not going to discuss dollar amounts
about that stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Check the website when the prices go up. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. On the 15th, when whoever's going to book from the 15th going forward, when you go to the joint, you'll see it. Like it'll be obvious and shit.
All right. I'm gonna book a session tonight. Anyway, thank you guys.
All right, man. Take it easy. Thanks for the call.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys call in 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300.
So Unique says, I couldn't care less about holding women accountable. Not only enforcing boundaries can be effective, but just simply walking away can be just as impactful. I threw the word just, I can't help it. I haven't got time to waste when it comes to me. Yo, man, I agree. See, God gave you the ability to make a choice. Free will, right? Mm-hmm. If the chick ain't moving how you need her to move, you don't argue with her. You don't fuss at her, right? And the most you do is, depending on where she's at in your world, is you check it, you check the behavior, you give her a chance to correct it, And if she don't, you dip, you move on. Like guys be trying to argue with chicks. I need you to act right. Why are you always doing this? Bro, life is too short to argue with one single solitary woman when there's billions of them. Go get you a new one. Like literally, go get you a new one.
That's facts.
Yeah, the only woman that you can hold accountable is the woman that's under you. That's it. And that's like one of the biggest flaws that men have today. I don't know if you guys spend much time on X, but dudes are so fucking broken. They're so broken, unhinged, uncalibrated, completely misaligned. It's terrible. And they are trying to check women that are not their woman. They don't even have access to her, even in voice, just flooding comments and things like that. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you hoping to gain from this? What are you hoping to gain from correcting a girl who, even if she takes your words and heeds them, in the next 10 minutes or when you guys ever part ways of the interaction, she's going to go right back to whatever she was doing. And the reason for that is there's no fear and there's no incentive. So if there's no fear or incentive, behavior doesn't change. And this is with anyone, whether you're like working with a child, you're working with students, you're working with animals, you're working with a lover, it doesn't matter. Okay. And this is like how the government works. This is how police work. Like if there's fear and there's incentive, you do the bad thing, you're going to get punished. You do the good thing, you're going to get rewarded. Like it's that simple. And the thing is that just by having structure doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, because think about it. We've got laws all around us. And there's plenty of people, like including me, the speed limit, it says 55. I'm cranking my bike to 120. I don't give a fuck because I'm in a no chase state. So that, in New York, the police don't chase. So, but that's still, so just because the law is there doesn't mean they're just necessarily going to adhere to it. It's someone who actually heeds it, obeys it, and goes, you know what? I'm into that. I respect that. I want to be under that.
And let me add this about guys, quote unquote, checking women. And I've said this on Facebook because guys was doing that shit. And I was reminding these guys, women do not listen to men they don't respect. I don't understand why guys still don't get that. If women don't respect you, and I would even say this, if women don't admire you to a degree, they're not listening to you. Period. They just won't, right? And they have no, and you said it earlier, Justin, they have no incentive to listen to you. Because what are you going to do? What the fuck are you going to do? Right? And what a lot of guys don't understand, because of how you're moving, you're actually easily replaceable anyway. Right? So if you're easily replaceable, there is no incentive for a woman to ever listen to you for no reason. Right? So look, and that's right there. When we talk about respect, when we talk about having standards and establishing boundaries, part of that is you having a degree of self-respect. But also, how easy is it for a woman to come into your world? How easy are you making it? Right? If you make it too easy for a woman to get you, she ain't gonna respect you. There's no way. It's kind of like a teenager. If you give a 16-year-old a brand new Mustang GT, he gonna wreck it. It's just a matter of time before he wrecked that motherfucker, right? But if he had to work for a couple of summers and save his pennies to put towards that car, he's going to take care of it differently, right? Because he has a built-in incentive. He invested a lot of time at the job, and he invested his own money or her own money in getting that whip. But when you just give people shit easily, they're going to take it for granted. That's just human nature.
Right.
We good on calls, Miles?
Yeah, we good on calls. Guys, go ahead and call in 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. Go ahead and call in, guys.
And I just want to point out these real quick. When we talk about women only become accountable when men enforce boundaries, and it's not even about holding a woman accountable, it's holding yourself accountable for the type of behavior you're willing to accept from women.
Facts.
It's really holding yourself accountable, right? Because again, I believe a lot of guys are glutton for punishment, right? meaning if the woman is attractive enough, they'll put up with more shit from her than the other girl. Right? I did a pre-recorded video where I had a client, we did an email consultation, and he was dealing with this young lady, and he was putting up with things that he ordinarily wouldn't put up with because he believed that she had a low body count. Right? That was his reason, because he believed that she had a limited amount of sexual partners. So he was doing things with her that he wasn't doing with the other women he was dealing with. And when you make concessions for women, when you make accommodations for women for things like that, you're literally stripping any boundaries or standards for yourself with that woman, right? Based on what you believe she is, right? Based on your insecurities. And I'm here to tell you, all you low body count individuals, you got to ask yourself, why is it that's important to you, right? For a woman to have a limited amount of sex partners, right? And for many of you guys, you can trace it back to insecurities. And one of those, the biggest insecurities is being cheated on, right? For whatever reason, guys believe this fable, this myth, this fallacy, that if a woman has a quote unquote low body count, that she won't cheat. The fuck she won't? Yes, she will. God, look, I could tell you guys stories, but I don't want to give you niggas nightmares, right? Yes, they will. A woman's sexual past has nothing to do with her ability to quote unquote cheat or not cheat. It's all about her running into a man that she's sexually attracted to. That's all it's about, right? So, guys, establishing clear standards, creating firm boundaries, and making access conditional. If you're going to give a woman access to you sexually, there must be conditions. What are those conditions? Deference, humble submission, and respect. If a woman wants to be dated by you, there's even more conditions that need to be met. Shout out to Miles and LaCaria with the vetting process, right? There's all types of, there's not only a time condition, but there's also a behavioral condition, right? 100% cooperation, right? And enforcing consequences without emotion. I told a story of how I was dating this young woman, and I was scooping her at the crib. We've been dealing with each other for a minute, and I was scooping her, and she wasn't ready. I told her, be ready by 8. She wasn't ready, and I told her, she's like, I'm getting pretty for you, and I'm like, it's cool that you're getting pretty, but have your ass pretty by 8, right? So the next week, I showed up. She was late again, so I'm knocking on the door. Right? I told her to be ready by a certain time. That time passed. I'm walking away. She opened the door. I'm still walking. I never turn around. She's calling my name. Carrie. I keep walking. I'll walk to the car, hop in the car, and drive the fuck off and leave her right there. Right? She called me through the night. I didn't answer. She texted me. I didn't answer. The next morning, I hit her up and I said, do you get it now? Do you get it now? And I told her, I said, look, because we were fuck buddies at first, and then I started dating her. And I told her, I said, look, we can go back to just having sex. We can easily do that. And I told her, I said, what I'm not going to do is argue with you or allow myself to be frustrated by what you're doing, right? So if you and I are going to be dating, you need to be cognizant of the time. If that's an issue, we'll just go back to fucking.
Right.
And it's not about being emotional. It's about letting her know, chick, I'm not playing with you, right? But I'm not going to argue and scream. I just walked off. I'm not going to listen to the calls, because if I would have listened to the voicemails, I probably would have got triggered. If I would have read the text messages, I probably would have got triggered. I never read or listened to any of that shit. I just waited till the next morning, let her sleep on it, got at her, and it was rectified, right? But a lot of guys wouldn't have did that, because they would have been like, man, if I just leave her and I don't say shit, she might go fuck another nigga. Or she might not want to fuck with me. And my thing is, so what? That's the consequence. The consequence of a woman not moving right is she loses access to you. That's the consequence. But you have to be steadfast and disciplined enough to say, look, I like fucking her, but I'm willing to let that pussy go.
Mm-hmm. I got a video I could, if you want to put this.
I see it right there. There we go.
Yeah. So this video, it has a lot to do with like male accountability. So I just wanted to share this real quick.
Every man needs to watch this.
God did not create Adam and Eve at the same time. He created Adam first, gave Adam his responsibility, gave Adam his word, because God holds men responsible first. When men abandon their lead responsibility, women are critical. They're essential. He uses easier conigdo. She's an essential collaborator. But when mankind fell, God didn't come and say, Adam and Eve, where are y'all? He said, Adam, where are you? The Bible says in Adam all die, not in Adam and Eve all die.
Wow.
When God did the covenant, he said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel. In other words, he would hold men ultimately responsible. In Exodus chapter 34, verses 23 and 24, God called all the males. He left all the women home. And he said, if I can get you men to listen to me, I will send you back and I'll save your nation. So he holds men ultimately responsible. So when men fail, it's like the foundation of a house failing. The other parts are critical, but the stability of the other parts are dependent upon the solid foundation. Foundations don't have to be pretty, but they better be strong. So God is calling men to be strong so that everything else, family, churches, and culture, can be built on their strength. Because if not, then we're calling on women to be women and men. And God is not calling on them to be both. He's calling on us to be men. When men fail, the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 3, when men fail, it says the children rebel, the women take over, and it says the men become weak.
Wow.
So the Bible holds men ultimately responsible.
Every man needs.
All right. So I just wanted to share that real quick.
Right there. And Miles, I'm gonna have you play that again in just a moment. But let me just say this right quick. And I said this before, and I also said it recently on Facebook. Show me a country where the women are wayward and out of control. And I'll show you a nation full of weak men.
There you go.
Okay, this is what guys, this is why when guys complain about Western women, it's because Western men are soft. That's why. That's why when women are chaotic and they're wayward and they're just running rampant, it's because the men have done a horrible job at leading by example. And that's the motherfucking problem. And there's a right here. What did he say? If you're not thirsty, nothing can happen to you. Exactly. We good on calls, Miles?
Yeah, we're good on calls. You say you want me to play it again?
Yes, sir, please.
All right.
Every man needs to watch this.
God did not create Adam and Eve at the same time. He created Adam first, gave Adam his responsibility, gave Adam his word, because God holds men responsible first. When men abandon their lead responsibility, women are critical. They're essential. He uses easier conigdo. She's an essential collaborator. But when mankind fell, God didn't come and say, Adam and Eve, where are y'all? He said, Adam, where are you? The Bible says in Adam all die, not in Adam and Eve all die.
Wow.
When God did the covenant, he said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel. In other words, he would hold men ultimately responsible. In Exodus chapter 34, verses 23 and 24, God called all the males. He left all the women home. And he said, if I can get you men to listen to me, I will send you back and I'll save your nation. So he holds men ultimately responsible. So when men fail, it's like the foundation of a house failing. The other parts are critical, but the stability of the other parts are dependent upon the solid foundation. Foundations don't have to be pretty, but they better be strong. So God is calling men to be strong so that everything else, family, churches, and culture, can be built on their strength. Because if not, then we're calling on women to be women and men. And God is not calling on them to be both. He's calling on us to be men. When men fail, the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 3, when men fail, it says the children rebel, the women take over, and it says the men become weak.
Wow.
So the Bible holds men ultimately responsible.
Let me say this real quick, and I want guys to understand. There is a hierarchy of responsibility. The chain of command goes up, not down, right? And I said this in the movie Saving Private Ryan. There's a part with Tom Hanks. I believe it was right after or right before they took the machine gun nest with the Germans. I can't remember what is either before or after that. But and he's the captain. Everybody else, is below him, and they're talking to him. And he says, the chain of command goes up. I don't complain to y'all. I complain to my officer, right?
when we talk about God, there's a hierarchy of responsibility. This is why in Miles that man is the closest thing to God, right? So we adhere to God and women adhere to us. The chain of command goes up. So, but for those of you who are super religious and you want to have that, in your family, you submit to God, the woman submits to you. That's how that shit goes. The problem is you have too many guys thinking that a woman's love is all they need. If I can fall in love and have a woman fall in love, everything will be right with the world. Okay. Last time I checked, when you look up the definition of love, there's no leadership attribute in the word love. Right? The word respect is nowhere in the love is an emotion. It's a fleeting, fickle feeling. That's what love is. So if you are a man or a male and you're codependent on a woman having a feeling for you to get her to act right, bro, that's not gonna work. And what did Albert Camus said? Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is. There's a lot of guys who refuse to be men, right? You're the one accountable. So, and I said this real quick and I'll pass it to y'all. Whenever you have a relationship with a woman and that relationship falls by the wayside, especially if it's toxic or something fucked up happens, you're 100% accountable for that relationship. 100%. Period. All the time. And most guys, and I'm not saying that women aren't culpable. I'm not saying that women don't do goofy shit. But guess what? That happened under your stewardship. That happened under your watch, right? Even in the military, if you have an officer and his sergeants and corporals below him are fucking up, who do you think gets in trouble? He can literally get demoted. He can lose rank because of how the people below him are acting.
Right.
So they're looking at him like, you're the leader, check your people. So when you're the man, check your bitch, right? That's your job, right? It's not society's job to check her for you. It's not women's job to check her for you. It's not her father's job to check. Nigga, it's your job to make sure that woman is moving in accordance with how you need her to move to be a part of your life.
Yeah,
go
ahead, Miles. Go ahead.
All right, real quick. No, I just want the part where the guy said in the video, he said a foundation doesn't need to be pretty, but it needs to be strong. You understand? Like that stood out to me because we talk to guys a lot, and a lot of guys, especially the younger cats and guys that are less experienced, they get so enamored with a woman's beauty, not realizing that for things to work, they themselves have to be a strong foundation. And but they look to a woman's beauty and then they follow behind her, and it's like they want to build a foundation around beauty. And again, a foundation doesn't have to be pretty, but it needs to be strong in order to be a foundation. So it's just a huge lesson for guys to understand that, a lot of people talk about who's the prize, the woman or the man. Listen, there's no fucking contest to even win a prize if it's not for the man to create everything for everything to stand on. You understand? So it's not even about being the prize. It's about understanding your position as the foundation of all things. Go ahead.
It's a good point. But just putting things in the context of a prize, that means you're operating, or those prizes are operating within a structure that isn't yours.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Like if you say you're a prize, you're actually not at the top, right? You're just the top within that system.
Right.
So, but anyways, I'm not a religious person. I don't take that book as doctrine for me, but it does have a very
neither do I.
It does have a very interesting point, right? Just in the progression of things, right? And before I touch on that, I want to say the guys who hear that, right? They'll hear that message, young men. They'll say, "Yeah, but what's the whole point? Have you seen women today? Have you seen how they're moving out there? Why would I bother building and maintaining and taking responsibility for these Jezebels, for these women who are going to divorce at such a high rate, that are likely going to leave, and so on and so on and so on, and all those those red pill talking points and all that shit." And to that, I would say, going back to the video, when God gave the first direction of say, hey, you have all these responsibilities, you're going to do this, the dominion over the earth and so on, there was no incentive. It was, this is just your job to run the world, right? And then it wasn't like, okay, if you do this, then I'll make you a chick to fuck. Like he didn't set it up that way. There was Adam had no knowledge whatsoever. He was just like, hey, this is your job. Go do the shit that I told you to do. And that was it. And then afterwards, God was like, he looks kind of lonely. I'll make him a bitch. And then she was crazy. And so he made another one. And then, it went on that whole Adam Eve thing. But the point is that the guys are looking at it in terms of incentive. They're like, what's the reward for me? What are the incentives for me to get involved and be a leader? And it's like, that's not how leadership forms. Leadership forms as just saying, I'm taking this on. I'm taking on this identity. And then the behavior changes, right? It's not the other way around.
I wanted to add to that, Justin. See, and this is why at the Masculine membership I talk about gratitude so much, because we don't like, people look for a reward because they're not grateful for their opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? You ever heard that old phrase or that old saying that the reward is in the deed, meaning that you get to do shit. You understand? You could, all the shit that you're dealing with in your life right now can all be taken away from you, good, bad, or indifferent. The opportunity to live, the opportunity to experience could all be taken away from you in the blink of an eye. And the fact that you are looking for a reward means that you're not grateful for the opportunity to experience. You understand? So this is why I talk about gratitude so much, gratitude and appreciation, where it's like, the whole thing about being a man, like in order for me to really truly understand the value of being a man, I have to be grateful for the opportunity to be that foundation, to, like you said, to take on the role, to take on the position, and to realize how much we're in charge of certain things, and how much our decisions, our mindset, our self-perception and our identity, how much it affects the things around us. And because so many of us are not grateful, we're sitting there looking for some type of reward. Like, so that's why every guy thinks that, okay, if I see a girl that I like and I go up and talk to her, that she has to say yes, she has to reciprocate whatever feelings that I bring. And if she doesn't, then that means I'm getting rejected and so on and so forth. And it's like, yeah, but you're not even gratitude for the fact that you have the ability to speak. You have a mind. You can go out and meet anyone you want. You can have a conversation. You can articulate words. You're not a fucking vegetable. Like, there's so many things that you have the opportunity to do. And instead of enjoying it and being gracious and appreciating it, you're busy looking for an award, some type of reward. And it only reflects your lack of gratitude. And then the more you fall into that lack of gratitude is the more, number one, you don't take on the correct role. You don't realize your masculine identity or the value that you have. And so it's hard for you to project any type of dynamic to attract. You understand? And that's a huge part of the reason why so many guys don't get what they want out of life in general. Fuck getting what they want from women. They're not going to get what they want out of life.
That's some dope. That's some real shit. Let me say this. See, this is why the word partner and partnership is actually damaging to masculine authority, because it literally takes away the responsibility in a leadership role of you as the man, and it's almost like it's spreading it out equally. We're both equally responsible for this relationship. No, you're not. No, it's not. Guys, women are not equally responsible for the relationship. That's your job. That falls on you. So again, the word partner and partnership, it makes it seem like, oh, we're equally making decisions together, as if there's no leader, right? And what guys have to understand is that if you've been paying attention for the last couple of years, the word partner and partnership has been purposefully introduced into heterosexual relationships, purposefully introduced, right? To basically get rid of gender roles. It's so obvious, and you have guys that are so dumb, they don't see it, right? It's so obvious what it was designed to do. It was designed to basically eradicate gender roles. in the traditional roles of the man in the relationship and the woman in a relationship. So you have women running around here talking about partners, right? But they're talking about, I don't want to pay half of the bills, but I'm looking for a partner. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. So even you have women, they want to retain the traditional role of the woman, quote unquote, whatever the fuck that means, and be taken care of financially while having equal decision-making abilities in the relationship. That shit don't work, right? There's no such thing as equal decision-making abilities. Human nature dictates that somebody always has a stronger personality than the other person. And that person is the person who has the most influence, whether it be the guy or the woman. Somebody always has more of a domineering personality than the other person. Always, right? And for a lot of women, even though they might not have more of a domineering personality, because they have a vagina, by default, they are in a lead position because guys are following them to get what? Access to the vagina. And then what happens is in the beginning, guys followed women to get access to the vagina. So guess what you got to do to have continued access to the vagina? Keep following her.
Just like the caller. The callers, someone asked about like the sexual activity between them, and he said, "Yeah, she lets me hit every once in a while."
Disgusting.
And it's like, what? Like, how can? Yeah, it's disgusting. Like it makes my balls pull up into my stomach when I hear stuff like "she let me."
She let me. Man.
Oh my God.
I think some of these guys, their minds are in the right place, right? They want to be leaders. They want to be this, head of this matriarch and provide for their families and things. The only thing is they wait until they get a woman to try to turn that on. And that's something you can't do right when you get somebody to try to turn it on. You just got to set boundaries and the structure and have accountability prior to. And how do you have that? You have that over yourself. You have a disciplined life for yourself, and you've built yourself a certain way. So that way you're not turning it on when she gets there. It's already on. It's already something, and it's already something you've been living by. And I think that's a lot of hard things for guys to do, because a lot of dudes are hypocritical. They want certain things, but at the same time they haven't practiced it, right? They haven't did it themselves. It's like something simple as making the bed, and I'm one of those persons that make the bed every day. So when women were involved with me, they realized that the bed was made. Like, hey, you left my room without making the bed. Like, we went in there, the bed was made. Like, make my bed. But at the same time, when I got up, and if there's nobody there, I made my bed.
Right.
The last one out of the bed makes the bed. So, and it doesn't matter. If I'm the last one out the bed, I'm not going to go through the rest of the house and tell her to go back and make the bed, because, I'm the last one and I want this done. I believe it's something that you should do to start your day. At least you have your bed made. It's something I've always done, but you have to set the example. And the thing is, a lot of guys are not setting the example for themselves. They have no discipline, no structure, no accountability for their actions and what they're doing. But yet, as soon as they get a woman, they want to turn it on.
Yep.
And then she looks back and is like, well, how are you telling me to do stuff? You don't tell me to do that. Like, I can't believe what you're saying, that you want to be this person when your life hasn't shown that you're even that person with yourself.
Right.
Yeah, which is basic shit, like brushing your teeth every day. I think it has to do with preparing. You know what I mean? Like when you said that, like wanting to have this position, I want to be in MotoGP, but that doesn't mean I'm qualified for it. It takes like years of training to get on that grid. I don't have that skill. So you have to create the skills in order to do a certain thing. And leadership is not something that is like void of skill sets, right? There's entire courses on these sort of things. Like they've got people going into corporations to teach leadership seminars, like all over the world. Like it's a real thing, like leadership. There's like you can go take classes on this. with like an actual syllabus. It's not just kind of this like meta idea, the concepts that we can kind of all define. Like there's actual structure and understanding and definition to what leadership actually is and how to do it.
I've came across people that really get nervous when they have a kid because now they realize they're the head of this household and this leadership, but they're just so nervous. And it's more than just the kid, but also who they're responsible for. My bad, Zach. Go ahead.
No. I just want to shout out the super chats. And there's a question real quick. Kobe Lane Fit, the 1999, 2 free questions, guys. 2 free calls. 2 free calls. Let me say this because I got a Cash App and the guy's asking me a question. So he's asking, what does it look like given a woman structure? We're talking about it now, like talking about it right now, guys. Here's the thing, right? When we talk about structure, right? The guy in the video, right? You talking building is a structure. Does it have a foundation, right? It has beams. You put up what's that shit called? When you put up the shell, the wood, the framing, the framework. My bad. Right?
Yeah, framing, scaffolding.
Yeah, the framing. So if you think about it, then you put the frame, and then you start putting the
Is it me?
No, he's gapping.
Who, me? I'm gapping?
Yeah. You are. You can't be having too many processes going on. Even that goes the same for me. I can't be doing too much in the background neither. My shit start going crazy too. But yeah, he's talking about structure, man. Guys, you got to have a structure. You got to have something that you follow if you want a woman to follow. You understand? And that's the problem with a lot of guys. It's like they literally are waiting for women to complete them. They literally are waiting to get with a woman in order for. It's like for a lot of guys, the fact that they don't have a girlfriend, their life is on pause, and they can only press play once they get a fucking girlfriend. And it's just sad and ridiculous for a lot of guys. And it's like, man, you really need to have your own thing going. And because a woman needs structure, that's where security comes from, right? Like structure, routine, consistency, all those different things we talk about, identity. You understand? A woman is naturally insecure, and that's what she needs a man for. So if you don't have these things, if you don't have these different dynamics of consistency, it's going to be tough for you to get a woman to follow you. And that's what most guys want. They want, oh yeah, I want a woman to support me. I want a woman to follow me. I want this, I want that. But you don't do it for yourself. And it's tough when you don't already do it for yourself.
I think that's why what's really important, and man, let me take a step back because I was going to say bit of a genius there, Miles, is your identity, forming your own identity. I can see that it would be hard to build structure for yourself when you don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
The things you like, what you like to do, what you'll accept, what you won't accept. Those are the type of stuff you can't just turn on when she's there and figure it out. You got to go figure it out. You got to go figure these things out prior to, so that way you know. And another thing for me is there's a lot of guys out there that they don't learn and grow. They are the same person they were 20 years ago. And I'm not saying you have to change everything about you, but your mind should be continuing to be developing, to be smarter, to be learn how to handle certain problems, to know where to get resources from, to take care of stuff. Like you can't still be the same 22-year-old, 25-year-old, just older now, doing the same things. You know, people play video games. I don't knock the video game. I'm a gamer myself, but at the same time, man, there's so much times that I sit and do other things and look at other stuff where naturally I don't have as much time as I used to when I was 21 years old playing a game or whatever. It has naturally come to the point where it's just like, hey, everything has its space and time.
Yeah.
I think you'll hear statements like a guy say, oh man, I wish I knew how to do this. What's stopping you?
Right.
There's nothing stopping you. Oh, I wish I knew how to do day trading. What's stopping you?
Right.
What's stopping you from looking online and looking at, YouTube or looking at certain things? It's inexpensive to at least get the basis down, at least. But when people say, oh, I wish I knew how to do this, there's nothing stopping you at your age besides the effort and taking and doing it.
Yep.
Got to know yourself to build that structure.
Hey, does my mic sound funny still?
No, you're good now.
All right, cool. Back to the point I was trying to make. This is what guys still don't understand. You should have a plan for your life, you should have, in my opinion, you should have short-term goals and plans and long-term goals and plans, right? That have nothing to do with women. You should have a plan for yourself, right? How you want your life to basically be, right? Whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or beyond, you should have a way you want your life to go. And when you encounter women, all you do is deal with women that are in alignment with how you're moving. So I'll use myself as an example. One of the things, whenever I was married or I got into situations where there were long-term relationships, I always took into account, if this woman and I are blessed to be together in our retirement age or retirement years, she needs to be moving in such a way where that's also in alignment, right? With what could happen 15, 20 years from now. Because a lot of guys, for instance, are you guys investing in your future? Are you making sure you have a nice little nest egg so when you do retire, right, you can enjoy your life, or you can even get to the point where you actually can retire, right? Or are you making those moves? And if you're making those moves, are you making sure you only give women access to you in long-term relationships that are in alignment with the vision you have for yourself? Right. A lot of guys, they don't think that far ahead. All they think about is she's cute, I love fucking her, and she makes me feel good. That's all they think about. They don't think about the long-term implications of inviting the wrong woman into your world. They don't think about that shit.
Right.
They just think about let me just say this, a lot of guys just in general, they look at relationships like women do. Like when women are dealing with men, what women are supposed to do is trust and believe that you got it, right?
Right.
When they're following you, that you got it. A lot of guys, they move just like women. Like, she got it. Yeah, she got me. She loved me. She care about me. And let me just say this, guys, if you are hanging your hat on a woman acting right based on whether or not she cares for you or not, that's a mistake. Yeah, I got it.
Man, that's real talk. That's real talk. I don't know, like a woman acting right. I had this issue. I used to think that the more you did, the more you can, like, the more you did, quote unquote, for the woman is the more you can make her act right or give her a reason to act right. And I had to learn the hard way that that's not true. Like there's really no such thing as brownie points. The best thing is to do things because that's the way you do them. You understand? Deal with a woman based on your identity, not because you're trying to make her do this or make her do that. You have to be aligned with yourself and then be aware of your surroundings. And if your surroundings is not aligned, including the female, then you need to change your surroundings or remove yourself. You understand? That's really all it is. It's really that simple. But a lot of us, just like how Mr. Justin was talking earlier about a reward, it's like you doing all this stuff thinking that, you deserve some type of reward. Oh, well, I'm a nice guy, so a woman should behave this way to me. Oh, well, I have a degree in, whatever. So I've been running a successful business for the last 20 years. A woman should respect me for that. It's like, no, no, like you are respected based on the consistency of your character. You're respected based on how you behave, even when no one is there. You understand? The problem with so many of us, me included, is that, especially at certain times of my life, there are times in my life where I was really not even realizing it, but I was affected by the validation of people and outside things, right? And what I've come to learn is that you need to rid your desire of the applause, and you need to rid your fear of the criticism. You understand? Like, that's the only way to truly not care about what other people think. And that's the only way to really care only about what you think. Because a lot of us, we don't realize it. We still, like, sometimes people will call in and be like, yeah, Miles, I really appreciate you guys for doing what you do. And I can't lie. Like, there's a part of me where it feels good. It feels gratifying that somebody called in to say, hey, Miles, you know, you guys doing God's work. This is a great show. Thank you so much. And but that right there, to a certain extent, can be dangerous, because it's the applause, the adulation, the compliments, it feels good. But that's a setup, because later on, when somebody calls in to say, yo, Miles, you a piece of shit. I don't, you know, your advice is bullshit. You're a snake oil salesman and you're a scammer. Then that feels bad. And all that's really saying is that mentally I'm allowing these people to control how I feel about what I do. And that's a big fucking mistake. And that's the same thing with dealing with a woman, because you think you're stacking brownie points. You're like, oh, well, I took her out last week and I have a degree and I speak properly and I'm a nice guy and I don't cheat. But your girl could wake up tomorrow just feeling a certain way because she's a fucking woman and treat you a certain way. And because you were depending on her to reward you for all of these brownie points that you've been stacking, when she wakes up tomorrow in her mood swing and treats you a certain way, instead of responding in the manner of a leader, then you start to get to her level, and then you start to question, well, why aren't you treating me this way? Why aren't you respecting me? Why aren't you? And then that's when you fall off your position of leadership, because you're stuck in the battle between liking the compliments and hating the criticism. Now you're not a leader anymore. You're a part of the followers. You're a part of the masses. You're a part of the regular fucking people who are waiting for other people's validation to tell them what to think, what to believe, and what to do next. You understand? It's very, you know, it's a big setup if you're not careful with what you're doing.
Not only that, you become a slave to the opinions of others.
Yeah, exactly.
You literally become beholden and you become a slave. You know, I've talked about this before. I'm the black sheep of my family, because I never really cared about other people's opinions. Right? That's what my parents told me. If you don't like the rules, move out. 17, I'm gone. Right? I'm out. Right? So, and it's not to say that, you know, my parents didn't have valid points when they made them, but the thing of it is I never liked being told what to do anyway. I just never liked that shit, which is surprising that I joined the military. But I knew I needed the discipline. Although I didn't like authority and I didn't like being told what to do, I had enough sense to know I needed the discipline. So I put myself in that position, as uncomfortable as it was, because I needed it.
Facts. Oh,
yeah. Miles, what I was actually talking with a client of mine this morning, and he came to a revelation. And when he was arguing with his wife or discussing stuff with his wife, and you know, she would have a shift, and then he noticed that he was having shifts because of her shift, right?
Yeah.
Her shift in tone or her attitude, and that would have an effect on him. And after some time, like talking with me and just kind of letting the ideas like saturate him, he started becoming less and less affected. And so he started kind of having this very neutral state within him. And that's the most optimal place for man to be, is if you can consistently, from moment to moment, be neutral.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, it also so it's not just about adverse feelings like anger or sadness or confusion or whatever, or with whatever's coming at you from like a negative angle, but also the good stuff. Because he's got these other women that he's fucking, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so great, blah, 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 like praising him, wanting his dick, wanting to do that, wanting to do this. And I said, no, all that too. Because it's not just negative things can pull you off your square. Positive things can pull you off your square too.
Yep.
I said, you must remain neutral, right?
Yep.
And if you want to, neutral and impartial. So if you actually want to lead, you cannot be swayed by positive and negative things.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's all impermanent, right? It always comes and goes. The good things come and go. The bad things come and go. And if you follow them, you're coming and going also. So he realized that he's able to much easier manage the different states of his wife, because as you say, what woman behaves only a certain time or feels how she is like in that moment.
Right.
It's something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like she's always shifting.
A woman doesn't lie. She doesn't tell the truth. She only talks about how she feels in that moment. Yeah,
exactly. Or behaves how she feels in that moment.
Exactly.
And so instead of being dragged by the shifts that she's in, he's been able to kind of like resist that knee-jerk emotional reaction over time and has become still. And I'm like, okay, you gotta. So now he's able to engage with his wife in a much more balanced and aligned way. And that offsets her reaction because she's used to him either defending or attacking. And so now it kind of offsets her because now there's no wall for the ball to bounce off of.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And then now he's with these girls that like on the side, and he's able to lead them better too because they're throwing pussy at him, super fucking horny. And now he's learning, if I'm not moved by this, I can harness that erotic energy that they're putting out there and turn it into something. You know, and so like the one girl, she has self-esteem issues. I'm like, okay, instead of her like throwing her pussy on you and you just going to fuck her, that's too on the nose. Like, it makes too much sense. Have her sit in front of the mirror and masturbate for you, make a video, and then give her lines like mantras to repeat to herself in the mirror that are self-affirming. And I said, so you harness that erotic energy and make it something that's more beneficial, right? And now that's going to create an anchor for him in her mind. You know what I'm saying? So he becomes this thing that grounds her and becomes more healing for her. So it's like, so I say this, that neutrality is the most optimal place to be, and it allows you to direct and lead much more cleanly. Rather than being like pulled this way or that from, you know, either your lust or your anger or your fear or whatever.
And cleanly and effectively. Yeah,
absolutely.
And let me add this. You said something, Mr. Justin, and I think that has been lost on the modern male. Teaching women. If you can teach women, if women can learn from you, there's a degree of respect and admiration and adulation that will be there. They can't teach women nothing. So a lot of times when these women deal with certain guys, the woman actually becomes stagnant with certain guys. There's no growth for her simply because the guy himself, he isn't growing. He isn't maturing. He isn't evolving. So she's there stagnant, right? So you have to be able to teach women something.
I think it'd be remiss of me to not say that we're talking advanced game here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of advanced.
It's because you have to have structure with yourself and discipline with yourself to even get to that point where you're going to stay neutral, you know, or I hate the word trigger, or they will trigger you into coming out of that quickly. And now you're arguing back and forth instead of just making the statements you need to make. I don't think a lot of gentlemen understand that it takes a lot of work. It's not a lazy man's thing, right? Being a man and standing up, having game about yourself is not a lazy man's thing.
No, not at all.
It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of discipline, mental thought, and honestly, so there's a lot of guys that are just lazy that have a hard time even disciplining themselves and saying, hey, I need to get up and do this. I need to schedule. I need to put this down. Like, people aren't perfect. We're not perfect. But however, if you continue to learn and grow and you continue to discipline yourself and fine tune yourself, you will always find a way to make whatever habit you have, you know, slowly disappear and go away. So it's a benefit for you. Right. So like if you're late all the time, you'll figure out a way to make sure you're on time all the time. If that's one of your priorities, you know, if you don't care, then you don't care about that. But however you built yourself and the structure and the priorities you have, you will make sure that they are attended to because you have that structure. If you have that structure about yourself, it's easier not to get your ear tickled. That's what we used to call it, tickling of the ear, right? So like you said, like somebody says, hey, great job, great job, Miles, great job. You know, yeah, people like to tickle the ear and get you feeling one way or not. And then you're like, boom. Then all of a sudden now you're concerned and you're caring about the tickling of the ear so much that you start to move that way so you can continue to hear those things. Discipline. Go ahead. We can't see you, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk.
Oh no, my bad. No. You was my bad. I want to address this. He says men can't grow when there's a woman thinking she can do better. First, guys,
Man,
your maturation, your growth, and your evolution of a man has zero to do with women. See, and here we go. You guys give women way too much power. You're literally saying, as a man, I'm stagnated because I invited a woman into my life and she's being mean and she's not cooperating with me. So I can't evolve and grow. It's her fault. That's what you're saying. Men can't grow when a woman thinking she can do better. First and foremost, why would you be with a woman who felt like she can do better than you?
Right.
Y'all got it.
And you know, real quick, all that dope ass game we was spitting, and that's what you put in the chat. Listen, we still got two calls. We got 2 free calls, so go ahead and call in and plead your case if that's the case. But we got 2 free calls, guys, so go ahead and call in. Don't let me see. We got about 20 minutes left, so please take advantage of the 2 free calls we got. Go ahead and call in, guys.
Real quick, I just want to mention to what Jay Roman said. I don't know if I would characterize it as advanced game. I mean, applying it how I explained, yes, I would say maybe that is.
Yeah.
But the neutral, like the neutral state, that begins, just for anybody who wants to give this a go, it just begins with self-awareness. So it takes some practice of almost like creating like a second self inside of you that observes your behavior. And it starts with reflection. So like after a scenario happens and you're like thinking about, you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, right? So that's the beginning of it. Then that distance between the reflection and the action gets shorter and shorter and shorter the more you keep it up, until it's happening in real time. And then you're like, and you catch yourself before saying something. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to be quiet right now. I'm not going to say anything. And so it takes time. And then after a while, you stop being, you become less and less reactive, less responsive, or you take your time to react and respond. You're like, you listen, just pause. All right, I feel a little annoyed by that. I'm gonna wait a second. Okay, now I'm going to address it, but with calm, right? My emotions aren't going to speak for me. And it just takes practice, but it starts with just a self-awareness of how you're reacting, instead of being like in your reactions and not really aware of how you're even behaving in the first place.
You know, we used to call it real quick. Go ahead. You got it.
No, I just always cautions dudes from hearing what we say and immediately implying it without the structure built behind it. And that's why I always talk about like advanced. It might be a little advanced, not as far as just the game itself, but you have to, like you said, it takes a time to build it up where you feel that. So you giving them that key to help build them up to be there is very important. But for sometimes these guys, you know, I had a client call in to me and he took one thing that was said and ran with it and went to apply it to every situation where I had to dial it back and like, hey man, you can't be roasting her. You can't be roasting her just because you didn't like something she said. Yeah. Like I understand you want to be, you know, have your structure and be strong, but you know, you still do things with a bit of finesse. And so, you know, sometimes they hear things that we say and just immediately try to apply it without having the structure or the base behind it.
Well, and that's why we are. That's why we're mentors, coaches, and guides. And just real quick, I just want to do a quick shout out to my girl, Ilya Isel, there in the chat. What's up, girl?
Okay, real quick, Scary Perry with the $4.99 for the game. There's 2 free calls, guys. I got about less than 20 minutes now to call in. 2 free calls. Take advantage of it, guys. We know you need the help. You do. And if you have a question, I highly suggest you put them in the chat like right now, like right now. And again, what are we talking about? Women only become accountable when men enforce boundaries. And guys, for all of you guys who are still, you know, kind of struggling to understand what we're trying to say, it's your job to make sure that the woman is moving in accordance with how you need her to move. You cannot depend on society. You cannot depend on her upbringing, because guys will say stupid shit like, oh, only fuck with a woman who grew up with both her parents. Here's the fundamental flaw with that, right? And I had a client, and I talked about this before. I had a client, you know, a couple of years back where he was dealing with this young woman and both her mother and father were married. They were in her life, and her father was very prominent in her life. So much so that when she would have a back and forth with her man, he would always say, well, my father said this, and my father says that. And based on how you're moving, my father ain't really feeling how you're moving. So what happens is when you deal with a woman who has a father that she respects more than you, and that man has just a stronger presence in her life, she's gonna listen to him, not you. Hey, Miles, you got it.
Let's get it. 470-470. You are on Live with the Manhood is a skill set show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
J23 from Atlanta.
All right. You taking a free
call.
Okay. I'm sorry. Say your age one more time, please.
23.
23. All right. Go ahead. What's your question?
Yes. So how do I make a woman come and squirt?
How do you make a woman come and squirt?
Man,
Yes.
next caller.
For the first time.
Oh, wait. Okay. Let me ask him. Caller. Why do you want to know the answer to that?
So she can become obsessed.
That's not how a woman becomes obsessed. I make girls get obsessed with me without touching them.
He's trolling.
So
are you,
let me ask him a question.
Caller, are you sexually active right now? Because I don't think you are.
Well, I'm not.
Right. So why are you asking about? How about you say, how do I talk to girls?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
how do I improve the view that I have of myself?
You're putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah, like by many miles.
Were you listening to the show prior to calling?
Huh?
Were you listening to the show prior to calling?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Oh, all right. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna get you out of here. We still got 2 free calls, guys. We still got 2 free calls. I'm out of here.
Let me say this, because I've actually had some clients. I've actually had clients who think just like he thinks. They think if I can make her come a bunch of times, I'll get her mind. She'll be obsessed, and she'll want to keep coming back. That's that PUA shit. Fuck them real good so they come back, guys. All of that shit is thirsty, needy behavior. All of it is searching for acceptance, trying to figure out a way to keep a woman and to get her to stick around because you're lonely and you don't have a life worth living. I'm just gonna tell the truth. A lot of you guys, y'all don't have a life worth living because you spend so much time fantasizing about fucking a woman so good she don't want to go nowhere. I have never thought about that in my entire fucking life. I have never thought about trying to satisfy a woman sexually so she won't go nowhere. Never crossed my motherfucking mind. Ever. Not one time.
Zaga, a woman does need to be fucked well, but it's not going to create obsession. It's not for obsession. It's actually, it helps physically and emotionally regulate her, right? It kind of takes the edge off of things and helps her relax, right? That's all that it does, really. I mean, there's deeper levels to it, but basically that's what happens. Like obsession is something that comes about, and if you're trying to make it happen, that just exposes you as a weak person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when these guys say they want a woman obsessed, all they're saying is, I'm afraid of a woman leaving me, so I want her to stay.
Right.
That's all.
Pretty much.
Kind of reminds me of that young King Joffrey from Game of Thrones. You guys ever see Game of Thrones? And remember, it was like that teenage blonde kid. And it's so funny because everybody hated that character so much that when people were he was seen on the streets of London and shit, they were like throwing stuff at him. They're berating him. Like they couldn't separate the character from the actor. It was really funny, but he was terrible. But he did that. Like he manipulated people into worshiping him. He made people fear him into following him. And that's what these guys want, you know, because they know they're not, like Joffrey knew he wasn't worth shit. He knew it. Like he knew that the other kings, you know, the one that he had killed, I forget his name, Stark. Okay. Stark, everybody loved him. They were like, oh my God, like they loved the Starks. But with him, he knew that he was a piece of shit. He knew no one had respect for him. And it's the same with these guys. They know that they don't like themselves. They know that people look at them like fucking losers. And they're like, okay, what's this strategy that I can get to kind of fill in that gap of loserdom?
Let me add this. And I told this story before, and I'm gonna make a point with this story. I told a story of how, this guy I was doing consultations with, he paid for sex, and the woman actually liked the sex, and she told him she liked it. And he was like, well, if you like it that much, how about next time I don't pay? And she's like, nah. I'm gonna charge you. And here's the point I want to make with that. What you do in a bedroom, the physical act of having sex, is not nearly as important as how you acquired it. And this is what guys don't understand about women and sex. How you ended up fucking her matters. It matters. So if you tricked, she ain't never gonna submit to you. If you wine and dine, she ain't never gonna submit to you. If you beg for the pussy, she ain't never gonna submit. If you followed her lead at all,
facts,
she's never gonna submit, no matter how good you are in bed. Yeah, she might like the sex. And this is what guys don't understand. Women are very adept at being able to compartmentalize the physical act of sexual enjoyment and how they view you as a man. They can separate those two. So a woman can like fucking you, but still not respect you. Just like a woman can respect you, but not like fucking you. And a lot of you guys, you're so far behind where you should be as men. And the guy who called the question, a lot of you guys, you have adolescent thinking when it comes to women and sex. Very surface level, adolescent thinking. Oh, all I got to do is stick my penis in this hole and gyrate, and then she's going to be all over me and never going to want to leave me. Who told you that lie? Where did you hear that from? Y'all got it.
Facts. All right, guys. We still got 2 free calls. 2 free calls, guys. We got about 15 minutes left. Go ahead and take advantage of the calls. Let me just see the thing. 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300. Go ahead and call in.
Hey, Zag, you know why guys think that? It's because that's what works on them. That's why.
Oh, wait a minute.
See, this is the problem
speak to it.
with a lot of stuff. Generally, like with a lot of stuff with dealing with women, is that they look at women with the mentality and eyes of a man. If you really want to understand women, you have to not look at them through the lens of man's eyes. You have to look at through like manufactured women's eyes to really get them. And so this is why they're like, I can't understand like why you're not functioning and thinking and behaving this way. I would do that. That's common sense for me, right? That's because they're just not wired that way. And you're looking at them and expecting them to behave like a man. And same with this sort of stuff. Guys get hooked on sex through sex. Like that's enough for them. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this girl. And then they're like, why isn't she in love with me? I just fucked her really good. Or I think I fucked her really good. Why isn't she in love with me? And it's because they're not wired that way. They're not wired in the same way. And, and to be real, like most guys don't fall in love. Well, most males fall in love when it comes to sex, because of a whole bunch of other problems. But men, we don't. Like, it's something that that relationship is just completely different. Like, it doesn't have that kind of pull on our psyche in that way.
I don't think guys understand the depth that women have when it comes to their emotions and what they actually need, right? Guys think women are surface level because they're surface level. To your point, this is why when it comes to attraction, guys think all I got to do is look good, because for a woman, all she got to do is look good for me. That's all she got to do is look good. It don't matter how she act. If she look good, that's all that matters. So guys think, oh, if I look good, but I mistreat women, that's okay because I look good. No, it don't work that way. Like in case in point to what you said, Mr. Justin, about guys looking at attraction strictly through a man's lens. You have to be able to see attraction through a woman's lens as well. This is why we tell you guys, looks don't matter. Shout out to Lucario. And looks do matter because it's deeper than that with women. It's way deeper than that. This is why a man's behaviors matters. And this is what guys don't understand. All these women have had good sex and bad sex. And they've been mistreated and lied to by a great many men. So what happens is women start to correlate behaviors with past situations they didn't like. I remember the last time a guy behaved like that, something happened. I remember the last time a guy was speaking like that, something bad happened. So what happens is a woman can think you look good, but then you start talking and your behaviors, she starts to recollect the last time a guy was moving like that, he was a stalker. He was needy. He was clingy. Your behavior is paramount. It matters. Shout out to the homie Steve.
Oh, Steve in the building. What's
Get them
going on?
fucking likes up. Get them fucking likes up.
Yep.
Got 10 minutes, y'all. 10 minutes.
Yeah, Jilliana T said something really good in the chat. She said, don't give us what our dildo can give us. Instead, give us what the dildo can't, an emotional connection.
There you go.
Guys will read this wrong. They'll think, oh, I'm going to give her my emotions and I'm going to connect to it. The emotional connection actually happens from the woman to herself because they're mostly disconnected from that due to, you know, the life choices they make, the lifestyle that they have to have, being surrounded by simps and guys who are just addicted to validation, addicted to sex, and constantly coming to them to extract something from them. So that prevents the woman from actually being opening up and being vulnerable. But all that connection stuff, it actually is you, if you know how to lead right and influence right, you actually create the pathways such that she can reconnect to herself. And that's the emotional connection that she is actually creating.
The ladies are agreeing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Juliana.
You're the conduit for this to happen, not the source.
Exactly.
She's the source to herself, but that's, over most of you guys' heads. But you'll be like, oh, I'm going to give you flowers and write you a poem. And that's the emotional connection. It's like, man, you didn't do anything.
Nope.
Except just lose some money out of your wallet.
And that right there, Mr. Justin, with the whole thing with the caller about how can I make her come and squirt? Like, a lot of guys don't even know you don't really make a woman come or squirt. You don't really make her do anything. You lead her to the path back to herself, which allows things like that to happen. But you're not actually doing it. You understand? But the average guy doesn't know that type of shit.
Let me add this to your point, Miles. A woman's orgasm begins mentally.
Of course.
This is why a lot of times when women can't orgasm, it's because they're not relaxed. They're not relaxed. There's something in their mind. There's a mental block there that's preventing them from being completely relaxed, so that way they can actually enjoy. Like, there are women who can damn near squirt on command because they are super relaxed and they are in an environment where they're very, very comfortable. See, a lot of guys, what a lot of you guys don't understand is the fact that you have never dealt with a woman on your terms. She's not going to be obsessed with you anyway, right? Why would a woman be obsessed with a man who's following her? You're already obsessed with her,
right?
That's what a lot of guys don't get. So to your point, the guy when he was asking, "How do I make a woman squirt? Make a woman come?" Bro, you can watch porn. Those women are coming and squirting. Do you think those women are obsessed? No, they're getting paid.
Right. They met those guys the same fucking day.
Exactly. So the fact that he would even ask that question when you can watch porn and see women squirting all over the place, those women aren't, hey, after this scene, I'm gonna stop porn. It's me and you, buddy, for life. That's not what's happening.
and that's not what's happening. And that's really why these guys are concerned about body counts, really, because what that shows is that she has a sexual palate, right? That it shows that a woman has a sexual palate, because it's like Zag, if you were to open up a restaurant and you were the head chef making food, and the only people who came to you were just people who only ate at McDonald's, they would think your stuff is the shit. Or if they never ate food before, they just kind of like had scraps from the garbage, they'd be like, holy fuck. And let's say your stuff was pretty good, but you come someone there who's like a foodie, or they're like a food critic for some magazine or something like that. They've ate the best restaurants in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like their palate is now going to be able to assess the skill that you have. in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing that a lot of guys fear is that she has more experience than me, and therefore she's going to know what's good and what's not. With a girl who has little to no experience, every guy's a fucking hero. Right? It's like, oh, what's dick? I don't know. Look at this amazing thing. And like I think that's the large thing that guys are after. Like they don't want her to be able to assess him and put him in a certain category of like, of value in terms of sex performance.
Yeah, and let me dispel this fallacy. Guys, a woman's heart is not attached to her vagina. I know you guys want to believe that her heart is chilling in her womb somewhere. And as soon as you get up in there, no, a woman's heart is not attached to her pussy. Women are very adept at being able to separate the two. Y'all need to stop that shit. Come on now.
You can stitch them together though.
You said what?
I said you can stitch them together though.
Oh yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But see,
you can stitch your voice to her.
They don't know nothing about that though. They don't know nothing about that though. See, because they're again, guys are too fixated on the physical act of sex, right? That's not how women get close to you. That's not how that works. Now, could great sex, along with some other things, go a long way? Yes, but it's in conjunction with other things. You can't just roll up on a chick, fuck her good, and that's it, and think she's gonna fall in love. Y'all got it.
It's all facts, man. All right, guys. We got about 5 minutes left. Still waiting for y'all can use the two free calls, guys. 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. Go ahead and use the calls, guys. Zach, we got any questions?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, that's all right, my bad. All right, so it says, what does the emotional connection look like when you first see and then what is this? You see, again. Okay.
Sounds like he's asking for choosing signals.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, again, they still got it wrong when Jilliana said what she said. They still got it wrong. But the emotional connection when you first see the problem here, Aaron, is that you're trying to talk about the woman's emotional connection, but you're the one with the emotional connection because you get emotionally connected because you think she's attractive. That's what's going on right now. And again, if you're allowing her looks or her, your attraction to the woman to get you to be emotional, then you're already fucking up before you even approach.
Yep, he sure should have, Kobe Lane. He could have called in. See, this is how I know a lot of you guys really, truly don't want the help. You truly, truly don't. Right? Because if you would call in and be way more descriptive of what you're asking, and let me just say this. You're not developing an emotional connection when you very first walk up on a woman. Like, that's not happening. That's not happening. And see, again, and I would ask the question, why are you concerned about an emotional connection? Why are you concerned with that? Like, you just met this.
He wants to know if he's doing it right. See, like he's looking for the signals. He's like, how do I know I'm creating the emotional connection? What do I look for? Right? Mm-hmm. Because he's never experienced what it's like to have a girl like actually really like him. And frankly, there's no look to it. Like every girl's different. It's not like, oh yeah, she starts blinking her eyes faster. And then like any girl who has like strong feelings for you, all of them blink their eyes faster. It's like, come on, man. Like get out and engage with real people.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
It's a lazy question. It's a lazy question. It's a lazy man's question.
Yep.
Instead of saying, hey, how do I develop the tools to recognize that connection or build that connection? I want to see it right away when I first approach her. So I don't have to do much. The connection is there already. It's always how can I get there the quickest possible, the least work possible? I just real lazy. Men aren't lazy. We work. Like it's
and Jay, they wouldn't even be able to handle it. They would not be able to handle it. Most guys could not handle a woman just flooding him with her submission, her love, her respect, her adoration, her lust. They would not be able to handle it. It'd be like me owning this like Fortune 500 company and saying, here's the keys to the business, go for it, they would run that company into the ground within a week. Same with women. They can't handle that shit.
And let me say this, because guys are always worried about what the woman is feeling. Okay, guys, when you very first meet women, okay, and I talked about this, all you're doing is stringing together moments in time, like, quilting. When you very first meet a woman, all you need to concern yourself with is she moving like I need her to move for me to give her an opportunity to see me again. That's it. That's all you need to concern yourself with. In this present moment in time, during our interaction, is she behaving in such a way where I don't mind giving her an opportunity to be in my glorious presence again? That's all you're doing. And then when you see her again, same thing. Is she moving like I need her to move for her to be in my glorious presence again? Y'all are so concerned with what the woman is feeling, what the woman is thinking, that you disregard yourself. Y'all are so, and all that shit is performative. Oh, let me perform. Let me speak and move in such a way where the woman is acting like this or the woman is moving like that. Where do you come in at? Right. All right, we got this question. Let's get this question right here. We're about to be out. So he says, how do I compliment a woman when talking to a group of women where there are some women I can't find any compliment? Well, okay, guys. Okay, I meant to do a video about this, and I'm glad I got this question. Do y'all know 99% of the time I don't compliment women? Okay. My presence is the compliment. This is what guys don't understand. My presence is the compliment. Why do I need to say she looks good, or that her hair looks nice, or that she got nice lips, or that she's pretty, or whatever superlative? You don't have to give women a compliment. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with complimenting women, but a lot of you guys, y'all act like that's a part of the conversation. Like you have to squeeze in a compliment. Y'all got it.
Right.
Now, for me, compliments are fine. They just have to be earned. There's nothing like, what are you going to do? Like, oh, you put on your makeup really well, or wow, you were born with a great genetic hand, like like a hand of cards. Like, come on, there's no real good reason to compliment a girl on her looks unless she's put effort in it, and it's within something that has to do with you. Like you've set something up, you're going somewhere, you're doing something, and she's put an effort to kind of like look good on your arm, whatever you're doing. If you're just taking a walk in the park, it doesn't fucking matter. And then you can bring attention to her efforts because she was doing that for you specifically, because the two of you got something, but just for like that casual meeting, you don't really know each other very well, and you're just giving her compliments for whatever, you're basically just throwing candy at her. Like it doesn't do anything for her, right? If you set something up where she's got natural deference to you, she's looking up to you, there's some respect there, she's going to want to get those compliments. She's going to want to get your approval of how she looks. You know what I'm saying? And then when she gets those compliments, that's when it really hits home. That's when it feels really good because she's gotten your approval.
Yep.
Justin, right there. No, real quick. Let me just say this real quick. Because I've been tripping lately with the zagging thing. Let me just say this real quick and I'll pass it back to you, Jay. What guys don't understand is compliments, they are earned, but also compliments don't mean nothing to women if they don't value you.
Right.
It means nothing. It doesn't. Now they might tell you thank you, but women aren't really moved by a strange man's compliments like that. Y'all got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just wondered, is he shotgunning compliments to everybody? He says the whole group, like he go down the line. Hey, you look pretty. Hey, you look pretty. Hey,
like Oprah handing out.
You look pretty. You look pretty. Just
you get a car and you get a car.
Like, and he's looking at the last two, like, I don't think you're pretty, but hey, you know, like, why are you shotgunning the whole group with this compliment for everybody? And then when you do it, let's just say there's 5 women, you introduce yourself, you compliment each 5 women. They're not going to take your compliment serious anyway, because you just gave it to all 5 women. So it's not about who you gave it to.
You're a compliment whore.
Yeah,
you're a compliment whore.
Everybody. Mm-hmm. But
such a slut.
when I used to do little compliments or things, but with the ear, I would say, hey man, that's a really, man, I don't know if you got a real sexy ear. They'd be like, what? They'd be like, come here, let me see your earlobe. And they kind of look at me kind of weird. Does it listen? Here, let me tell you this. And I pull up something, something crazy, or hey, man, you got a sexy forehead. Forehead.
Oh, they kind of. I tell my girl I like the backs of her knees, and she's like, what?
Yeah, what is that? So.
Hey, listen, fellas, it's 2:00. I got to cut out of here.
Yeah, we all about to cut out of here.
Yeah. But thank you for having me. I'm back in the States now, so you'll be seeing me again.
Well, before you cut out, where can they find you?
Oh yeah, the dominancecademy.com. If you head over there, it's got all my stuff. There's coaching, there's calls, there's books, and at the top right of the screen on the main page, well, actually on all the pages, you can take a dominance assessment quiz, and it'll give you feedback, and then there's a little gift that you're emailed at the end. So there's that. So thanks again, fellas, and we'll see you perhaps next week.
Yes, sir.
Take it easy.
All right, have a good one, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, Justin, and glad safe travels. Glad you had safe travels back.
Yeah, man.
And guys, of course, go to Cunningham Elements and let me see. Oh yeah, the Tom Ford effing fabulous inspired soap is back on deck. So make sure you go over there and get your bars. We also have the rose, the lavender, the lemon mint. So make sure you get your soap, guys, and also go to shoplacario.com and also check out Lacario as well. He's going live at 5, and make sure you check him out, and check us out tomorrow at noon on the
Real Game No Theory.
Thank you. Real Game No Theory show. I was stuck. I was about to say manhood is a skill set. Anyway, but Real Game No Theory tomorrow. Shout out to 1950 Steve the Dink, Zag, Mr. Lacario, myself. We'll be out there tomorrow, 12 noon, man. We'll appreciate y'all. All right.
Go ahead, Jay.
Find me at jroman.com. No, sorry. Let me take that back. jroman jromanway at gmail.com. So go ahead and email me, and we can go from there. And for any consultant calls or anything, or just even questions, if you had a question you just want to answer through email, just hit me up from there. And then you'll see me usually in the comment sections on Sundays at the Real Game No Theory show, enjoying my Sunday morning there with these guys, putting on a great show like always.
All right, y'all. Hit your boy up at manhoodisaskillset.com. Get in those consultations before the price hike in 4 days. Also, Real Game No Theory, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. We out. Peace.